this whole time, were you maintaining a relationship with Andre 3000?
Yeah, man, I can remember Andre calling me, man. I think it was before he did the Hey Ya and the Love Below album. He's like, Joe, man, I want to do this. I want to do it like this. I want to do that. I said, man, do it, Dre. Do it, man. Be creative, man. Do your thing, man. Next thing you know, man, coming out with a Love Below, Hey Ya, that whole album, man, that shit was amazing, man. That shit was amazing.
Right, because you actually showed up on every Outkast album, right?
And see, I didn't know that at the time when I was doing it. I just thought, man, it's like, man, hey, man, call Khujo up, man. Let's see if we can get a vibe, man. And, man, just for that to be known now, that really kind of make me feel extra cool now. Because it's like, man, they're my little brothers, and they just felt like they wanted to get me on the song, man. And that shit really helped me out. You know what I'm saying? Right now, because people ask me about that to this day, man. Like, man, I hear you on almost all the Outkast songs. I was just like, wow, I might be, you know what I mean? But like I said, man, just to be on the same record with those guys now, man, I'm just honored, bro. Cause they could have went and got anybody to get on the records, anybody. You know?
Well, yeah, because when people have the all-time greatest rapper conversations, Andre 3000 makes that list a lot of times. And he's usually the only Southern rapper to be on that list. They'll be like Tupac, Biggie, Rakim, Eminem, like, you know, Kendrick. But usually Andre is the only guy, you know, from not even Atlanta, just down south, that gets included in that conversation. Do you feel like Andre is one of the GOATs?
Yeah, man, of course. I feel like he's definitely up there, definitely in the conversation. I mean, come on, man. If Big Boy couldn't be who he was, Dre couldn't be who he is. You feel what I'm saying? Or you would have had 2 3000s, or you would have had 2 big boys. Almost like I couldn't be who I am if it wasn't for Gip, T-Mo, and C, because they're already lyricists already, and I got to stand beside them. So that means that I'm gonna work even harder just to stand on the side of them. So yeah, you got to include Outkast, period, in that top 10. If you're gonna do a top 10 or a top 20, or you might well just put the whole Dungeon family in there, because I can't sit here and not give props to a Backbone. You see what I'm saying? I can't not give props to a Witch Doctor. Or I can't sit here and not give props to a Cool Breeze or a Slim Calhoun or a Killer Mike or a Second Gen or Future. I can't do that. So I wish when people do that, they just gonna throw the whole DF up there somewhere. Just put the whole Dungeon family up there. You feel what I'm saying?
Right, because people forget that Future came out of the Dungeon family also.
Of course.
He's somebody's cousin, right? Was it Rico's cousin?
Yeah, Rico Wade's cousin, yeah.
Right. And what was his name? Meathead originally?
Meathead, yes. That was, man, when I heard his name was Future, I was like, damn, why I ain't think of that, man? I wanted to change my name right then and there, man. But yeah, you're right, man. Future came out there, and he was the future of Dungeon family at that time, for sure.
I mean, he was a little kid. I remember, I think, interviewing Corrupt, because he was working with Dungeon family at one point.
That's right, Corrupt.
And he was saying how, you know, young Future was right there in the studio, just quietly soaking it all up.
I remember you were telling me off camera last time that Future was actually with y'all.
Yeah, you know, Rico told me, because I think, you know, Future's Rico's family, so.
That's like his cousin or something.
Right, when we was working on
some
records, you know, Future was at the Dungeon East. I mean, actually the Dungeon West over there, Rico's spot. He was up in there dipping in and out, you know. All the Dungeon family was dipping in and out. And, you know, that was a spot, man, where everybody was coming through and come chill, relax, kick it, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, Future was up in there.
Yeah.
And you fast forward to 2020, and Future is one of the biggest artists in the world,
Man,
with a sound that really doesn't even resemble what you guys were doing back then. A completely different vibe,
That's right.
both lyrically, and sonically, but it came from that root that you guys put together. So I think that's amazing.
Of course.
And Outkast went on to be one of the greatest groups ever.
Wow, man. Never would have thought that in a million. I mean, no shade, but for them to have that type of accolades right now, man, and they deserve it, well deserving that. But man, all we seen was, shit, man, my turn to go in the booth. You through? You through? Okay, my turn. Let me go on in here now. That's just how it was. Are you gonna lay some backgrounds on that? Man, stack that. That's just how it was. It wasn't like, oh man, you the GOAT. Oh man, y'all the greatest, man. No, it was just, man, trying to put that flag down for Atlanta, Georgia, man.
Yeah, and it just sort of kind of crept up over time, because I remember reading L.A. Reid's book, and he was, in the book, in the end, he was saying how he had always been so frustrated because when you look at like the top music guys, there's usually a group of artists that they could say, yeah, I put out Whitney Houston, I put out the Beatles, I put out Led Zeppelin. He always felt like he had hits, but he never had that huge monster act that he really put out. And I think he was talking about how when he saw Outkast reunite at Coachella, I think, and when he saw the reaction, it finally hit him. He's like, oh, Outkast. That's what I'm going to be known for.
Right.
At the end of the day, L.A. Reid helped put out Outkast, and they became so iconic over the years. And Goodie Mob is part of that story.
That's right.
Forever.
That's real.
Yeah, man. Real. Just you guys went through and you made history. And you guys have classic music that's going to live on way past your lifetimes, which is something I think we all aspire to do. I definitely look at what I'm doing as it living beyond the time that I'm here on this earth, where people in future generations will get to watch what I do, and people are absolutely going to be listening to what you guys are doing. You left a legacy on this earth, and I think that's very important. Very few people get to accomplish that.
That's right, man. That's right, man. You're real about that.
Yeah, man. Well, Khujo, I appreciate you sharing your story. A story with a lot of triumph and a lot of defeat, and a lot of but the defeat never seemed to get you down.
Right.
A lot of people after going through an accident like that and losing their leg, they would just say, "Fuck it.
Hey, man.
I'm done. I'm not going to do anything more. I'm just going to watch Netflix and feel sorry for myself." But here you are, still doing it, still doing music. You got kids that are successful, that are on their way to becoming, great people, just like yourself.
Put some better
I think
people
that's dope.
in society.
As someone who didn't have their own father around, you actually broke that cycle and made sure that you were around for your kids the whole time, and that I think is one of your greatest accomplishments.
Appreciate that, man. That's definitely an accomplishment and agreement me and my wife had set out to say we was gonna be better parents than our parents were, and it's a reflection in our children. You know what I mean? So definitely, man. I'm definitely daddy. Damn near 90%. But that other 10% of being Khujo, man, kind of overpowers sometimes. But I think I got that damn thing balanced right now. I think we good now.
Yeah, and Goodie Mob actually has their own day in Atlanta, July 24th.
Well, actually, July 24th is Goodie Mob's day in East Point.
In East Point, okay.
So August 19th is Goodie Mob Day in Atlanta.
So you guys have 2 days.
We got 2 days, man. That's boss, man. That's boss, man. I mean, yeah. just to know that not only that your work stood out just to make people have a good time and dance or whatever, we actually tried to, relate to some people, man. You know what I'm saying? And that shit go a long way, man. Had a key to those two cities, East Point and Atlanta, man. Yeah, man, we did a good thing, bro.
Well, Khujo, appreciate you coming in. I appreciate you telling your story.
Man.
And I wish you and your family and your group nothing but the best in the future.
Appreciate it, Vlad, man. Thanks for having me, man.
Till next time.
Yes, sir.
Peace.